Lucy got the hairy flow.
Volkan.
We are live. We are live. My headsets are okay. We are live here in lovely Sportier Cage. If it's not in the game, you're not in the game.
You're not in the game right now.
Wow. I'm not in the game right now.
You're barely alive.
Soon to be fired here in the lovely East End Central Anjou.
There's really nothing lovely about this.
No, there isn't. Vistardone is here. Eagle's here. I am here in Mocon, and Peasy's wearing a kimono today.
Can't be seen though right now.
Well, you can get up and show us.
Nope.
You look like,
So far.
you know what he looks like? One of those bigwigs from like Wall Street. That
He looks like he's close
just
to
having a good time on a
Beverly
Saturday
Hills-
night.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
It's not bad actually. I like that. I like that
Good
one.
look.
One of
It's a
those
good
power
Step away from
brokers.
Batman.
I guess you need to put on like another 200 pounds. I think.
On it.
I'm on it.
Chapman, any more nuggets?
No, he crushed those like 5 minutes
50
ago.
nuggets having lost in the table
Everybody
dinner.
wants the nuggets now. I can eat the
The
nuggets.
room smells like nuggets.
Are we at McDonald's, really? Trio
You
6,
didn't even
please?
touch the sauces. Like you just ate the nuggets.
Straight nuggets.
Straight nuggets.
Anyways.
Funny, I didn't have any sauces last week.
Oh, funny.
Yeah,
Nobody
funny.
loves you,
I'll
Mom.
tell you one
It's not
thing.
haha funny.
I'll tell you one thing. I left an impression in that bathroom Friday morning.
Mama Khan was not happy.
Minacon was not happy.
Mina Khan's always happy.
Yeah, she's never happy.
Wink.
All right, speaking of winking here, let's go with the week
Moving
that
on.
was in Division 1, Division 2. We'll recap the week. Vince, we'll go with Division 1, the game that you and I both saw in person on Sunday in Lachine. It was Rainmakers, Godskills, the game of the week. Rainmakers won 26-25. A big win for them. Now they're 3-2-1, same record as Godskills. They hold the tiebreaker with them moving ahead here if they end up being with the same record at season's end. In your humble viewpoint, what was the turning point of that matchup?
Well, seeing it firsthand, and already I knew how good Rainmaker's offense was, but seeing it again just reminded me of how efficient Kastner is as a quarterback, and on the other side of the ball, how inefficient Chantomo is. His inaccuracy with the ball is what cost him the game. Like missed throws on fourth down, and ultimately the last throw of the game was a bad throw, which made them lose the game. Over and over again, he misses his receivers because he's looking for that medium throw instead of just chopping up the field over and over. Because he can beat you on that deep throw, and he can beat you underneath, but it's those mediums, it's those 15, 20, the 12-yard routes that he's having a hard time connecting with.
And that's the thing that Shintomo did so well in Division 3, where the windows are a lot more open.
Exactly.
Is he would just put the ball in that 15 to 17-yard area and have a receiver make a play for him.
Yeah, but the defenses he was up against was not the same thing as
Obviously,
what he's up against. Yeah, exactly. So now he's just having a hard time, but I feel like they're going to be fine. It's just that he needs to continue tweaking his offense to just give himself a break and let his receivers help him out more.
Was this, and to use the analogy here, was this a bigger win for the Rainmakers or devastating loss for the Godskills roster because they still have to go through D-Boys. They still have DK, which is really but still a top-tier team of that division. They will play CBL. This is a win now where if had they won that game, they would have been 4-1-1, a point off first place. But now they've fallen back in the pack in a race for now what will be the 3, if not the 4 seed, come April for playoffs.
Well, ultimately, I think that both these teams are going to be in the playoffs when Week 11 rolls around. So I feel like it's just learn from this loss. So just learn. Even if you won, just learn from it and get better. Because moving on, you're going to have to play each other again, and you're going to have to play each other in the playoffs. But I feel like they're both going to make the playoffs. With the way that DK is playing lately, I feel like everybody's going to be fine. Both these teams are going to be fine.
Right now, who are you buying in terms of stock, guys? Rainmakers or Godskills?
Because it's such a quarterback-driven league, I'm going to go with the Rainmakers because I feel like Kastner's a better quarterback than Chantomo.
Puzzles?
The thing is with Rainmakers, it seems like every season by week 2, week 3, we're like, well, look, guys, Rainmakers just haven't made the adjustments and then they're fine. They always just do their thing and keep making us look like idiots. So you know what, Rainmakers, you've done it again. You made me look like an idiot. You happy with yourself? You happy?
I'm sure
Rainmakers is the answer to the
They
question.
have. Okay, fair enough. So Rainmakers it is. Next game we'll look at here that really, I guess, was a surprise. We'll talk about a bit later on of the team that lost this matchup. Was an upset. Dabs 25-8 over the Wolverines, 52-45. No Tony Tibet. It was Carm Pleacher throwing for the Wolverines. The first question I asked you guys, Dams only had 6 guys playing in that matchup. In fact, they were missing a guy, so they had to call a timeout before they even started the football game itself. In your mind, when you look at that division, D2 that is, you see a team like the Wolverines who are in fuego, top of their division, could be in the first place by the time it was all said and done, lose to a team like Dams 25-8 that has no business being in Division 2, I guess, because of the lack of talent or the lack of experience.
It's not like a talent on that team. It's not
Well,
like
look,
a talent or
Jalen Granson
athleticism.
didn't play for them. That roster they had on Saturday was not.
Okay, this particular week.
Yeah, exactly. Does that really stunt a team, though, to lose like they did for the Wolverines in that fashion?
I don't think so. I think that if Tony Tibet is at this game, he slows down the pace of the game so much that he just doesn't allow the opposing offense to put up 56 points.
So is that it, Vince? Because I was gonna say, like, for some reason, like, it almost feels like you could put Tom Brady on the Wolverines, and they're not as good as when they have Tony Tibet. You know what I mean? Like, they're just better when he's there. And is it pacing
They
specifically?
just grind you down, and then when you get on offense, it's almost like you don't have the same energy as you would when you have Carmen Puliche throwing the ball and scoring quickly. I feel like that has it plays a role. I'm not saying it's the reason why. I'm just saying it plays a role. That the quads that the Tony Tibet runs, it kind of throws you off your game, and then it becomes kind of a gimmicky game. A game which most football players are not comfortable in. And then when you put a guy like Carmen Puliche in and you keep it real, you keep it football, well, guys, a team like Dams 25-8, which is full of talent, which is a team that's quickly learning from the mistakes they made early on and is quickly getting better. See, they went and beat the Wolverines 52-45. And we talked about this on the field. They are like, they went from not scoring a touchdown in like 4 weeks to just putting up 52 points against the Wolverines, a team who's was in first place last week.
Yeah, the pick six being the difference in this game and what won and lost that game for the Wolverines and Dams 25-8. Other scores, what else caught your attention from Div 1, Div 2 this week, guys?
Well, Finest is winning again. That's a good thing. DK continues to their downfall. It's horrendous, honestly. Early in the season, they beat who they beat? They beat D-Boys. They annihilated D-Boys, and from that point forward, it's just been a horror show for them. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how much pressure Rajdi is under right now, but they beat D-Boys. Now D-Boys beat them, so they're tied in terms of in the head-to-head. I feel like it's gonna come down to DK and Flagmore Sack at the end of the season for the last spot into the playoff.
Are you guys surprised
about
at
it
all?
later.
Are you guys surprised at all by Clockwork losing to Salid in Division 2?
Clockwork losing?
Yeah.
Am I surprised?
Yeah. To Salid, who's had their issues this season.
A little bit. I think for Salid, I mean, unfortunately for GM, he had to forfeit a game because of an ineligible play that they had on the roster. Again, that was a last-minute situation that occurred on them and didn't really have much of a choice. I think when you see Salid and what their roster has in place, they're a good football team. They lost to the Raiders, 2-3 weeks ago with Rick's Renancher's first game, and they've been inconsistent. And can they now put a string of wins together at this point in the season to say, look, we're going to get ourselves in the playoffs?
Where do you see Salid beating Clockwork?
Sorry?
Where do you see Salid beating Clockwork?
You're talking about
CLR Forces beat Salid last week. I don't know what world you're living in.
Sorry, I brought the wrong game. I brought the wrong game, guys. Sorry about that.
So, yeah, Salid is not beating Clockwork. CLR Force beat Salid last week. But thanks, Beast, for just
Sorry about that.
confusing the shit out of everybody.
I got nothing.
It's
I wrote that down being completely surprised.
Wow.
Obviously not being at the game, but just reacting to what I saw on the
when
website.
you asked me the question, I'm like, yeah, I am surprised because I
Because
didn't know
that game didn't happen.
I did
So
not know that.
I was like, yeah, that game happened. They threw touchdown passes, interceptions.
Marco threw the ball.
that actually happened
He
in week.
got the ball.
That actually happened in week 4. I had to get the wrong game queued up. Sorry
Better
about
late
that.
than never, right?
Because I saw that game. I was there live. I'm like, that never happened this week.
They played twice already?
Anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, CLR Forces beat Salid this week. Sorry about that. Sorry about the.
Yeah, you better apologize.
Well,
I
Turn
did.
his mic off.
Like 3 times. You happy now, Vince? Yeah.
we are happy.
Perfect.
He is happy. Let's talk about 3-win teams now in Division 1. We have
Let's.
Rainmakers, Godskills, Lunatics, all at 3 wins. Rainmakers swept Godskills, Godskills swept Lunatics, and Lunatics beat Rainmakers. Out of the 3, who do you like right now, guys?
Well, I'm going to give you the same answer I gave you before. I'm going with Rainmaker because of the quarterback situation. I just feel like they're more efficient. They have more confidence. The experience on the team. I'm buying in. I'm buying in with the Rainmakers.
Yeah, I don't know how this is different from the topic we handled earlier.
It's the exact same question.
No,
the exact
I'll
same
tell you my
question.
answer.
All right, cool.
Go
So
ahead,
Mo,
tell
would
us
you
your
like me
question.
to Mocon? What do you think of the 3-3 teams in this division, in Division 1 right now?
You got Rainmakers, God Skills, and Lunatics.
God skills. I think even with their loss in the season sweep to the Rainmakers, they gave the Finest their second loss of the year. They could have easily been 4-2 if anything else, and they lost by a point to the Rainmakers last week, and they lost to a close one to the Rainmakers before. In hindsight, they could theoretically be 5-1, right? But they're 3-2. That's what
but
the record
my
is.
problem is, they lost by a point,
But they got a good defense though. They make
turned.
plays.
They turned They turned the ball over twice or 3 times if you count turnovers on downs, and they still lost. I mean, if you're going to turn the ball over 3 times, there's no way you should be losing a football game.
No, but we've seen teams, and look, we've witnessed in the FPF where a team might turn over the ball 3-4 times, end up winning by the skin of their teeth. But at this juncture, better to get rid of those mistakes now, because now I think we're going to see the better of the God Skills roster. I think Lunatics has been too unpredictable with what they've done this year. I saw them play against God Skills 2 weeks ago in Brossard. Didn't impress me. Couldn't convert a 4th down. Couldn't make a stop on defense, and that really made it tough for them overall. So I think
Gentlemen, we have a tweet,
from who?
live tweet in from at that Pretty Boy BC.
Oh God.
He has 2 questions for
No,
Vincent Mo.
It's not Division 5 here.
2 questions for Vincent Mo. What's the best one-on-one matchup in Division 1?
What do you mean?
I
Team
feel like we talk about this all the time.
Yeah. Next question.
And, because that's the second question, who on DK besides Rashi needs to step up? Hashtag podcast.
I'd say Pilon at the rushing position.
Which one?
I think it's Surge.
I
played with
knew
them.
it.
I played with
I
them
knew
for
it.
seasons, and I have no clue which one's which.
Anyway, thanks a lot, Brent.
One of them's going to get a face tattoo or something.
like Mike Tyson styles.
Yeah.
So you pick Rainmakers, I pick God Skills. Do you think Rainmakers could alter the apple cart in the first 2 spots of the Division 1 hierarchy?
No. I don't think that's moving. I think I can almost guarantee you that Finest and D-Boys are going to stay up there, and they play each other this week, and it doesn't really matter who beats who, because at the end of the day, they're going to have they're going to finish 1 and 2, no matter what.
Let's not forget Rainmakers do play Finest last week of the year, which
Yeah, and they're
could
gonna
be very
lose
well
that.
for second place.
It could be, but I don't see them beating them.
So do you think Lunatics might fall from that trio of teams and end up fighting for maybe a 5 or 6 spot, or a 6 spot overall?
Yeah, in that trio of team, I got 4, 5. No, sorry, I got 3 and 4, and then a 6.
Okay. PZ?
Well, again, you've already asked this question.
No, but do you think Lunatics will fall into that race
I'll
of
ask
the
for Lunatics
last
specifically.
spots?
No.
You think they might be not in the playoffs altogether?
Oh, no, in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the 3-3 teams. Though.
No.
Okay, so.
We've deviated from that into the other branch of. Are you still in the Salid Raider game?
Absolutely. No, yeah, I mean, I think they'll get in because right now, Flag Mossak's 3 games back to begin with.
Yeah.
So they're in a rougher spot.
Don't count Flag Moisak out yet.
I don't. I just it'll be hard for them to come back in. So
It
I
will
don't
be
count
hard,
them out.
for sure.
I would be equally unsurprised to see Lunatics out of the playoffs as I would to see them in the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it takes 1 game basically for them to be in, and they can easily just not win any more games, and then Flag Mossack turn around quickly.
Flag Moisak plays DK this week. If they beat DK, that'll be the tiebreaker for possibly the last position in the playoffs come week 10.
Point differential included as well.
Point differential. But
Right
after
head-to-head.
DK, Flag Moisak's got Rainmakers, Lunatics, and God Skills. If
And
it-
that game between Lunatics and Rainmakers the Lunatics and Flag Mossack will likely shape the face of the playoffs.
probably,
Could very well. Speaking of shaping the face of Div 2, that does not include Salid for PZ's viewpoint. Figured out the mess in Conference A. Where do we group Chernobyl? Do we have them fighting for an upper tier spot in the playoff ranks, or will they be in the bottom half of that bracket fighting for the last playoff spot? Because look, you and I, we've seen them play.
Yeah.
We spoke about them.
Yeah.
Peas, we spoke about a little bit here, baseline that is. This has been an underwhelming performance by this football team, given how much talent is on that roster.
Absolutely. Right now they sit in 13th place out of 16 teams in Division 2, so they're absolutely bottom tier. And I don't see them coming out of that bottom tier unless Patrick Chenard starts pulling rabbits out of the hat. I mean, the pressure is on him, and he knows. I've spoken to him about it. He's well aware. He's very well aware that the pressure is entirely on him. But so far, he hasn't been able to handle it very well.
If they make the playoffs, though, can you see Chernobyl being a team that just catches fire?
Well, we can barely see them winning regular season games. I don't see them turning it around to a point where they're going to catch fire and all of a sudden just start clicking.
Well, this Chernobyl team reminds me of, and Patrick Aroniki, quarterback in this team, the Express from 2010, when they shut off slow in Division One, caught on fire, and ended up winning the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. You've seen this before from
It
them.
could happen, right? Because Chenard knows what it takes, along with Nick Arcelon and Matthew Tuat. These guys have Division One FPF championship experience at all levels for FPF. So I think that could be the case, guys. But again, it's like, for example, when they played the Legends in St. Leonard, and they lost on the Hail Mary.
Yeah, with a defense like theirs, how are you losing to a Hail Mary?
Yeah, and not on top of that, though, Chenard was pissed off. He was really pissed off. And then they lose again. And this, you're playing a 6-man Gladiator team last Saturday in Brossard, and you end up losing to these guys. And it wasn't even close, no matter what the scoreline indicates by the end of it. Yeah. You can't be losing to teams that you should be rolling through if you want to be a Div 2 contender.
Especially as I believe Vince mentioned earlier, you throw 3 interceptions, still win the game. You
And that's why
you need to win that if you're Chernobyl.
That's why when you ask if they make the playoffs, is it a team that could do some damage? It's a scenario. It's a very unlikely scenario.
I'm getting pushed by the boxing out.
These
ballers over here next to us are really pushing me out here. Next question I have for you for this mess in Conference A, guys, is regards to the #NR and Legends. Are they in trouble if they lose this weekend? Given again, if you look at the standings for Division 2 right now, #NR is 3-4, Legends 3-4. They're both one up on Chernobyl for a 6th spot. But also, they're 2 points from being on the outside looking in with the Raiders of Salid both on the outside.
And #NR play the Wild Boys, and Legends play the Dams 25.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say I'm not worried for the Legends at all. No matter what we've said about them in the past, I feel like they have the perfect schedule right now to pull through and maybe win 3 of their last games. They have, I think, Terror Squad on their
Stamps 25-8, Terror Squad, and Solid.
Okay, so Solid is what, 1-2-1?
And Solid's a common opponent with these two teams.
Terror Squad is 1-2-1 in the last 4, so they're playing average and below average football. So Legends will capitalize on that. Dams 25-8 should be one of those teams that just, whenever you stack up a team full of talent against the Legends, for some reason their style of play, it's like playing the Wolverines, but almost like playing the Wolverines. It's no longer it's not like it's football. It's a little bit gimmicky, so it throws you off, and then you fall into their way of playing, and you'll never win against them.
You know what? When I look at #NR, first of all, I think they're confused kids because they're wearing Predators t-shirts, even though they're #NR. Look at their team photo, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at they're all wearing Predator shirts. I'm like, what the hell?
It is the Predators.
Yeah, that's what a referee asked me. Aren't they the Predator? No, they're the No Regard guys. I just think
Bring back Hallowack.
Yeah, of course, maybe. We have to.
And I'm looking. I think I see a total of 4 no regard guys in the entire team.
They just need to
Where are
change the
you?
name. They should just change the name.
Yeah.
Regardful, with regards.
How about
warm regards.
How about #PR Predator regards or regarded Predators? Look, I just think with Legends, their biggest issue has been the roster. Have they finally found the right chemistry? Because if you look at the roster, it's like 85
last
man
week,
roster.
Ryan lit up the
Ladanowski.
I don't know if he's sticking around. Honestly, I don't think he is. I don't think he was ever meant to stick around. But now he's played 3 games. If they want him to be eligible for the playoffs, he's got to play the next 3 games. But I don't think that's what they're planning on doing. But he is a great addition to the team. It's a player that you need. You need that speed. They are lacking speed. They got Marco. They have size and hands. They sometimes have Bobby catching balls.
Michael Berg, yeah.
I don't know. Like you said, it depends on the
It's
roster.
and I think that's going to hurt them in the end because the lack of continuity with the roster. You need some sort of chemistry going into these last few weeks of the regular season before hitting the playoffs.
I honestly
think
think it's not even about the guys showing up or not showing up. It's about the leaders on this team not knowing who they want to have on this team or not. They're asking last minute, can you come tonight? Or they're not asking. I don't think they know themselves who they want to have
But that's what you said.
on any given night.
That's what I would agree with. There's a lack of leadership, and other than having that core of, let's say, the 3 or 4 guys that these are our guys.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know your pieces for the season. You're right, Vince. I don't think that they've made the hard decisions.
Well, look, if Donald Trump loses in the Republican race to be the nominee for the U.S. election, maybe he can come on board and be that leader that they're looking for in Legends. I'm just saying, you have nothing else to do, right? Make Legends great.
You know when you
Right.
putt and you're always 3 inches off? That's you tonight, Mo.
What are you talking about?
You're 3 inches off.
Is that your size?
Ask me to con.
I don't know. I don't talk to her that much.
You
Moving
should.
on.
Tumbleweed.
Wink.
It's unbelievable. Going right
Wink.
by us. Yes, the Wolverines lost to Damps 25-8. Will that hurt their playoff seeding in the end?
Wolverines?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to finish first now in their conference. They're probably going to drop down to third.
All right, fair enough. Conference B mess. Look at these messes right now. 2 points separates first from fifth place. In your mind, Vince, how does this unfold the next 3 games here with these 5 teams 2 points apart from each other?
Well, I think this mess is all going to be figured out week 10 when Clockwork plays Serve with Ice. And then the
You
final,
think so? Really?
I think so, yeah. I think it's going to come down to that because I don't see them losing against anybody else. So it's going to be they're going to be both at 7-2 playing each other.
If Clockwork's playing Solid, I think they lose, right?
Right,
do.
they lost last
As
week.
it's
Right.
Four.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah.
So right now they're not actually 5-2. They're 4-3.
There we go.
Is that what's
Because
happening?
they get that second loss because I
According to
decided.
Pease. Okay.
I will make it so.
Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see Clockwork or Serve Ice losing until
Yeah.
week 10 when one of them is gonna have to lose.
Okay,
but there's also a Gladiators Serve with Ice game in week 9 coming up.
Right,
So, I mean, that
but-
could be interesting as well.
But who's more vulnerable to lose, though, for Clockwork and Serve with Ice before week 11 or week 10, whenever they play each other?
Who's more likely
vulnerable?
to lose?
Yeah, to lose. Like a third game right now.
Neither
before
one.
Really?
Yeah.
This is Div 2. We've seen
Who
some
do you
weird
think?
things.
Who do you think is likely to lose?
Well, if Dams can beat the Wolverines,
Okay, but we're not talking about Damps or the Wolverines here.
I'm just saying anything's possible in the FPF.
Okay, if you want to go with,
I think
these,
start with
these,
Ice.
these things that you come up with, going out of space with your ideas.
Well,
I say
Blinders?
Serve-
Everything.
I
is
would say Serve with
possible,
Ice just because they have that
Thank
game
you.
against Glads.
So
Well, because the Clockwork's schedule is a little bit lighter. They face off against Chernobyl and Monstars. So, given the way Chernobyl's play defense and Monstars is an up and down team, I see Serve with Ice game against Glads being a potential sort of trap game for them.
maybe.
I
It
didn't
is
realize
possible.
Vince had no place for the Serve with Ice roster.
What you saying? Have you seen them play?
I have.
You have seen them play. I don't know
I
why
have
I
seen
have
them a few-
question
few
whether
times.
you've seen a team play or not.
They're
but
good. They're good, but I just think that
They're very
they'll
good.
pull the.
But it's not about how good they are on offense. It's about how good they are on defense.
They're going
That's-
to lose, though, in the playoffs. They'll be my lock of the week. My
But
water bottle lock of the week
was
will
the
be.
question not about the playoffs? Like,
My barbecue sauce lock of the week will be
I will eat-
whoever
I will
plays
have
against
sweet
Serve with
and
Ice
sour.
in the playoffs. Is that what you're saying?
Look at that. They've really made this more plastic friendly now, huh?
they did not
Have
mess
they,
around.
Mo? Have they?
Have they? Yes. I think Serve with Ice will be your early round exit.
Why? Why do you say something like that?
They are vulnerable. They don't play well in the playoffs. They always have one of those weird games, and they're due to have that weird game coming up.
Yeah, but it's not the summer now. It's a winter. So Jordan Panetta
Well,
is not going to be
they're-
coming from the beach. He's not going to have his shirt off outside. He's going to come in focused, and they're going to find success.
Who would win in the pose down, PZ or Jordan Panetta?
In a what?
Sorry.
In a
in a
pose
pose
down?
down, yeah.
If he keeps on his ninja suit, I think PZ wins.
Straight up kimono, baby.
Komodo.
Vote kimono. Hashtag vote kimono.
Hashtag moving on.
So you're giving Clockwork the pole position right now. Look, they defeated Glads. They defeated CLR so
Yeah.
far this year. In terms of who has the hardest road, though, to move up that ladder with those 5 teams, whether it's third place, fourth place, fifth
You know
place
what?
team.
I have Monstars moving up that ladder.
So you think they have the room to move up here over the Glads?
Yeah, like you said. What did you say before? You gave us their schedule. I have Monsters honestly just upsetting for the rest of the season.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. Lock that in your pipe.
My pipe?
Yeah, lock it in
I
there.
wasn't aware this was a plumbing
Lock it in
episode,
the
but-
pipe, but don't smoke it.
Wow. Okay. Reactive. It could happen. That said, I mean, they have tough games against Clockwork and CLR Forces.
Every
so-
game is tough for everybody from this point forward because every game is almost a playoff game now. You don't want to fall off from the top, and you don't want to be out of the playoffs. So every game is going to be a tough game.
Looking at the standings though, and seeing how close each conference is this the most interesting Division 2's been in a while, in your opinion?
Yeah, and I think I wrote it in my article. It's a true testament.
I know
to,
I was sort of it's an alley oop there, Vince.
It's well, you haven't seen what I wrote in my article. It's a true testament to how this is truly working, how the rating system is truly working, and we just lost.
Are you serious?
Obviously, nobody cares.
This
though.
is why this is soon to be fired.
I just think it's a true testament to how the rating system is actually working. It's truly working, especially for the upper division. Obviously, in the lower division, people are taking advantage of bringing guys with no rating and squeezing them into a division they don't belong in. But when you get into those, especially Division 1 and 2, I think it just works. The system just works.
Mokan, you're back.
I am back. Sorry.
Thanks for joining us on
Thank you.
Soon to Be Fired.
I know, soon to be fired. I am
The
fired.
thing that should be on your business card.
Let's talk about the bottom two before we run out of time here. Looking at the bottom half of Division II Conference B playoffs right now, ESPN has a thing called First Four In, Last Four Out for their Final Four March Madness tournament here. Let's talk about the teams who could very well be in the race for playoffs right now. For Conference B, could the last playoff spot come down to the Dams 25-8 versus ONS in Week 11?
I think it could for Dams, but not for ONS. I see ONS winning, and I see Dams losing. So, yes, Dams is going to be fighting for their lives, but ONS is going to squeeze in there, and they're going to get comfortable in the 6th spot.
All right, let's flip it over for Conference A, right? We talked about the top half, right? But let's talk about the bottom half of that division here. Let's say the first two in, the last two out. Right now on the outside, Raiders solid on the outside looking in. Could one or both of these teams get into the playoffs?
What you see right now in Conference A, I think, is like a lock. And then I have no regard in Chernobyl squeezing in, and Raiders instead of out.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough then. Okay, fair enough then. I just want to know what your reaction would be to that. Any hope for Flying Mustang to win a game, yes or no?
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they won 3 of the last 4. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I think that they will win a game.
Dude, just keep in mind that they should have been 2-0 after playing D-Boys and Finest in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Speaking of Finest and D-Boys, 1 versus 2, who needs this game more right now? From a statement perspective.
At the beginning of the season, I would have told you D-Boys, but right now I'm going to tell you the Finest. And I told you before, I don't think this game matters at all. I don't care who wins. They're going to finish 1 and 2, and they're not going to play each other until the finals, the conference finals.
How awesome would that be if that would be the opening round playoff matchup? D-Boys Finest.
It won't happen, but
They're going to get a first round bye. Both of them are going to get a first round bye, and I have no. I can almost guarantee that. Put that in your pipe too, and don't lock it.
so much stuff in my pipe
Just
right
in
now.
case we can take it out.
Don't know what to do with it.
So ultimately I don't think this game matters because no matter who wins, I think they're going to end up 1 and 2 at the end of the day.
Receiver of the year in Division II right now is it Eric Calvalgio in the Wolverines. Has he?
Absolutely, and it's you know what it's
Just by usage.
Just by exactly the Wolverine system in the quad system is built so that Eric gets open. It's built so that Eric gets open on deep throws, and it's built so that Eric gets open in the back of the end zone when they're in red zone.
Should we give him the award now?
I don't think you can give it to him just yet, but he's won last game, and he's got I think they have 3 more games,
Yeah,
right? They have
3
7
more.
games played in
Yes,
Division 2.
yes, they do.
7K. So he needs 1 more solid game, like over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns to just lock it
So
down.
after that game, we'll give him the award.
Absolutely.
in
If that
Peaches
game
Kimono.
if that game comes this week, then yes, give him the award.
All
Am
right,
I also adding that to the pipe?
Yeah, put that shit in your pipe too.
Done.
Smoke it. All right, games of the
don't
week.
smoke it.
Let's
Lock
don't
it.
smoke it. You don't lock it.
games of the week. 4 games to report.
Games of the week, Mokan. We have CBL taking out God Skills, and God Skills are 5.5 point favorites. Last time, they tied.
Hold on. What did we say last week? What was our bet?
Oh, yeah, there's a, I don't remember the bet.
I just remember that I won the terror
It was a
table.
7-point favorite. Eagle, this is where your mind should be coming into.
Yeah, do your job,
What
Eagle.
are you doing? Watching porn? Sorry, everybody knows now. What do you? It was like DKD boys.
Kurt
Was it
Rabbis
It
DKD
was
over
boys?
here.
DKD boys.
And you had D boys
7.5 points.
favorites.
Yeah.
And I took D boys or I took DK. I took DK.
You took DK,
I
you took the
DK,
under.
So I lose.
So you
You
owe
know
us
what? I
a
didn't,
table
want, I
terror
didn't even want to
punishment.
bring that up. What were you saying? CBL.
We'll get on that for next
God
week.
skills. I'll take God skills, please.
Are you taking God Skills?
Sorry, Eags.
I will take God Skills as well to cover.
Dams 25-8 take on the Legends. The Legends are a huge 9.5 point favorite
Oh, they're
coming
covering
off
this.
that Dams 25-8 victory.
They're coming away with double the amount of victory. They're going to win this game by 18 points.
That's doubles actually
Christ.
19, but again, math before the
I'll
show.
bet you 50 nuggets they don't.
I don't eat nuggets.
Okay. What do you eat, Mo? I'll
Hot
bet-
dogs, 50 hot dogs.
No, no, the hot dogs. Not till
Okay.
summertime.
Anyways, no, they're not gonna cover. I'll go with Dams on the spread.
Oh wow.
Man, they're putting up points. What do you want from them?
Solid did not play Clockwork last week. This
No.
week they will play ONS, however. Solid are 3.5 point favorites. Is this a make or break game for Solid?
It is, and give me ONS.
ONS,
Smart
barely,
money is on ONS as per Vegas
but they
experts.
have been awful themselves. Last
Yeah.
game.
The last game
They've been awful.
sees the
ONS.
D
Oh,
boys
yeah.
taking on the finest boys.
I think
beat.
it's Wife's like worst game ever.
Ahem.
Ever.
Ahem.
Were you saying something?
The last game is D-Boys against the finest. We can't leave without making picks on this game, of course. D-Boys are 8.5-point favorites.
Look, I wrote D boys. Look, I wrote D boys.
8.5 point favorite.
D-Boys.
D doys. I was right week 1 and week 2 when they played each other. They covered the spread. D boys.
So what was the spread? 8.5.
8.5 in
D-Boys
favor of
finest?
D-Boys.
Okay, give me finest to cover.
Give me D boys.
8.5.
You know what? I'm siding with you, Vince. It's a massive spread for
What are
this
you guys
game.
afraid of Keyshawn? Like he's gonna come up to you. Yo, what's wrong with you, man?
No, I just
No,
like
I don't
things
need
that make
Keyshawn.
sense.
I learned that what's his face? Who was here before Chapman?
Yeah,
Chapman is a man of his word with the challenges, and you are not.
that's true.
Whatever. Yeah,
And you know what?
Actually, I think welcome everyone. This is the Table of Terror, Box of Terror. This is, of course, where we choose the teams at random because we don't know what'll actually happen. We analyze each week, game in, game out, what will happen, what won't happen, but it's all completely random anyway. So, to honor that, we go through this box each week and pick out a game, pick out a team name that will champion us for the week. That team, of course, if they win, we survive. If not, we have to endure punishment like wearing a kimono, or if you watch the Division 6 podcast, you will have seen the Chapman, our producer, eat 50 nuggets through the course of one show. Mokan, of course, ate some hot dogs last week. We had some very interesting challenges. We have all the teams in here, minus the ones that have been chosen from Division 1 to Division 6 and FPF Junior, with one game remaining on the FPF Junior schedule. Finally, the other thing to keep in mind is we also have some interesting challenges in here as well. We had the Denver Broncos Super Bowl, so we also have Carolina Panthers in here somewhere. If you choose that, that is, of course, instant death. And here to choose the first team in the Box of Terror is Vince Nardone. Vince Nardone, come on down. Choose your demise, please. There's nothing good in this box, by the way. It's all terrible.
Division 5B, let you all.
There you are. Division 5B. They're the team that has the distinction of having lost 70-0 this season. Chapman, you're up next. What do you have?
Division A, top sauce.
Division A, top sauce. Vince Nardone's team.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick for Duke.
Picking for Duke. Pepsi top sauce. Top sauce.
Oh, here you go. Yeah. Division 2, CLR Forces.
Division 2, CLR Forces. One of the most impressive offenses in Division 2. Mokan's up next. Mokan, you can choose for Terry and GM as well, okay? So is this for you, for Terry, or for GM? This is for you, Mokan. Small Giants, 5B. They're a good team. They're top of the division.
Oh yeah. All right.
They're good. Small Giants, big record. Luckily, you're not a Division 5 podcast. Except.
Fuck you. Who should get this to?
Just Terry Tam.
Zoo.
Division 4A, Zoo, coming off a win. At some point. At some point this season, they won one game, so they're coming off a win. the Nighthawks, Division 6 for GM Calathris. Thank you, Mokan. Simo Dajna, you're up next. Just yourself, I believe. Oh, for Brent Counts. This is Brent's. This is Brent first. Birthday Boy, BC. Golden Flashes, 4B. That's a solid pick.
Not bad.
Not bad. Luckily, they're not playing Friends of Benedicts.
Still teamless.
Still teamless, Division 4A. Eagle at Master Control, you're up next.
Also, I hate losing every week.
Yeah, I've lost 4 weeks in a row. It's terrible.
God damn it!
What do you have?
The Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals Super Bowl. So unfortunately,
God
that's an instant loss for Eagle. I forgot that was in there. Division 6, NWO. I need you guys to pull it out. That's it for Table of Terror. Tune in next week to see us suffer our punishments. As we know, Eagle and Master Control pulled the Arizona Cardinals to win the Super Bowl. Therefore, he's already taken a loss for the week, and we'll have to choose a punishment. And he owes us a punishment. He's in debt a punishment as well. One time. So until next week, have a great week. See you in the field.